Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay,
I'm Craig.
Yeah.
and we are here to finish about the combine,
Part two.
part two. So we went ahead, saw the rest of the weekend, saw what everybody was doing. A lot of them just not worth talking about.
And they got lazy with the coverage.
It got a little. It just seemed like
Right.
all of a sudden you were coming back and like four running backs and
And like we're trying to like, oh no, who is that? Like what? Yeah. So
When did he run his 40?
And we couldn't get all the height, weights, and all the stuff. Like
Yeah,
that
like
too,
there's
so.
certain people they're already showing their second 40 and never told us where they went to school, anything.
nothing
But
but
we got everybody that's important.
Yeah.
So, to
important.
kick this one off, we're going to get things running with the running backs.
Aren't you clever?
Yeah, I'm a genius. First off, we'll just go in the order of how they pretty much ran, their combines and kind of talk about who we liked. And we got Trey Benson from Florida State University. 6 foot tall, 216, wearing a 4.39, which is a very fast 40.
He's really
Even
good.
in most of the drills we saw him, he was solid. Definitely like his speed, and his cut in and out of the break was good too.
Yeah.
One thing I did see is during one of the bag drills, he kind of stumbled over. If you know when he was going through when they were doing the up back, and then going forward, he kind of.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's to be. I mean, you never if you haven't done a drill in a while, then you're also in a new place. It is what
And I
it
mean, a
is.
stumble over a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And he gets a big bag, so
Yeah,
like,
oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, 6 foot 216 is a pretty big dude, so.
it ain't much coming out of FSU this year.
Yeah.
Now the opposite of a big bag is your boy
Would
Blake
be Blake
Corum.
Corum. 205 and 5'7" is pretty.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
pretty like good.
I'm 5'7" though,
But-
so like that's
You just watch a game. I mean, he ran it 30 times straight again, literally 30 running plays
Very
in a
durable.
row
Very durable.
against Penn State.
Very durable.
Very hard to take down. Gives you a kind of a mix between like Marshawn Lynch and Maurice Jones-Drew.
Is that what you would say?
That's I mean, even when he looks off balance, you still can't knock him over.
I thought
He's never off his feet.
I thought more Marshall Falk. I apologize.
okay.
If you throw in the receiving ability, I can see the Marshall Falk.
That's what I thought.
He's not too big, is he?
Marshall
No,
Falk
Marshall
was
Falk's not a
yeah.
huge guy either.
Yeah, so that's what I thought more of
Okay.
a Marshall Falk because he's durable. He can catch the backfield. You can give him the ball 25 plus times. He's gonna run.
Yeah.
So that's who I. Yes, the people you said obviously they're newer, so but my mind went to.
He went
Yeah.
to the pass.
Well, just
just
some of
messing
the
with
some of
you.
the highlights we've watched. I mean, I watched them all year. I'm a Michigan
Of
fan.
course
Yeah.
you are.
I've watched more than this is here.
Shocking.
But when we watching highlights and stuff, I mean, he was getting hit, and he'd get hit this way, and you're like, oh well, he's about to, and he'd catch one foot, and then another dude would hit him, and he'd roll off and catch his feet,
Yeah.
and he give him, and you're like, okay, so you just, and it very Marshawn Lynchy, the way that no matter what you did, he's
He
never
runs-
off balance, and he's always moving
He
forward.
moves forward. Yeah, I remember.
Which,
yeah,
It's a good thing.
I don't think we're gonna get him, but especially losing Saquon, that would be so wonderful.
that would be nice.
But he ain't gonna be there for the second round. And I don't think we can take him 6 overall.
But
Not with everything.
I
he needs.
mean,
But anyway, one of the guys that I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about,
mhm.
So Rindo,
Garendo, Isaac
You might be able
Garendo
to get him,
of
though.
Louisville.
He-
That
he
is
may
somebody
he may fall to a later
second or third
yeah.
round.
yes,
But I mean, a guy that's 6 foot tall, 221 pounds. I mean, that's a massive person.
and he ran a 4.
And then he ran a 4.33. He
Three,
had the
yes.
fastest 40 times.
Yeah, he
For
was,
running backs.
oh my goodness! When
Now-
you watch the drills, he looks so good. Like the different
Mhm.
drills he ran.
His hands were incredible. He was running routes. He was in and out. Haven't seen much tape on him in game. Not gonna lie about that. But combine wise,
You know what
Yeah.
He runs very. He reminds me like an Eric Dickerson runner. How he raises his head up and
Yeah.
he runs like more like that. I don't know why I keep going old, but like I
go
think
back to Eric Dickerson.
well I think about the way he ran. I'm just
Yeah.
that's what it came to. But
What you think about Bucky Irvin? I mean, he's big. He's like Gore kind of like that.
At that 5'9" frame, very very solid, strong dude.
He has like he runs like Singletary a little bit.
I
like
mean,
that.
I think overall, I think he fits more into. I ain't gonna lie, that's somebody. If you didn't get Derrick Henry, that'd be a good guy
that
to
might
get.
be
Well, like because even that's a
And
good.
he's young. He got time
Yes.
though. Yeah, I think because they keep. I don't think we're gonna be. I know they would keep it Pollard. I'm not sure what's happening
He's
with
a
Pollard.
free agent, so right now.
But I mean, they would. I think that type of style would go together because I like Pollard. I just think we need a hard hitting running
Yeah.
back and they complement each other. And both our running backs
But
at this
I
time
keep
are
also
the
forgetting.
same type of running back.
I keep forgetting, like, yeah, you guys still got Deuce too on a rookie contract. You
Yeah.
might let that man go and go get something in the draft, or
Yeah.
or have the money to get DH.
And we still don't know what we're doing with Vaughn, so
There's Deuce Vaughn and Dottle pretty much
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
exact same thing Pollard does.
So
yeah.
but no, I mean, Bruce Irvin. I think he was good. Where did he go to school?
Bucky. Is
Bucky.
that his
Oh, Bucky,
nickname?
yeah,
I'm
Bruce
like,
Irving.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like it's Bucky.
Bucky-
Bucky
You
would
are
be a
stuck in the
nickname.
past.
Yes, my mind is somewhere else. Oh, he went to Oregon. Okay.
Oregon, yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I got
What you know?
allergies.
Running guy. Oregon, very dynamic
Yeah,
school.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what he's about to say, but
Yeah.
I'm
And then
so mad.
after he went his 40s, national champ running up, Dylan Johnson from Washington, got again, kind of got to be good at all facets to an extent to make it to the national championship. So there had to be a running game that went with that passing game.
And they said, and before he got to your defense, he was catching out the backfield. He was doing everything for him, and that's what they said. They were shocked that when they couldn't do that against you guys because he was such a
Dynamic player.
part of their offense. It was, but I think he's definitely going to be a good piece anymore. These running backs, there's more than a handful
that are solid.
that are solid.
I mean, we got a couple more that we were going to read off, and like I said, we're not reading everybody.
No.
So, like, for instance, my personal favorite is a guy from Tennessee.
Yeah,
Jalen Wright. He's small, but a lot of explosiveness. His speed ran a 4.38.
Yeah.
And then he had a broad jump like 11.9 or 10.9 or something like that. Like, all that is in his waist.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to miss him from Tennessee, but I think he's going to be. Honestly, I'd like him for you.
There we go. Second round. We'll go ahead.
I like him for you.
We'll take what's his name in the second round for quarterback. We already got Jalen Highland.
That's what we're going to do.
We'll get to him. I can't remember.
Joe Milton. Joe Milton. Oh, you want Joe Milton? You might as well go to quarterback.
Joe Milton in the second round.
You might as well
Jalen Hyatt already out there, and get the Tennessee running back. Go ahead and get Jalen Wright. Boom, bring Tennessee to New York. That's an explosive offense.
Bada boom.
Got a good defense.
That's a lot of speed.
That's how it rocks. That is a lot of speed.
And
we seem to be a team that we want to throw the ball downfield.
The speed that your boy Barkley's lost a little step into that ACL too.
Yes,
that's not his fault. It's just what happens.
But not gonna forget Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah.
I already forgot about Frank Gore Jr.
Dad was an absolute stud for like 4.5 decades.
One thing
he had pretty good hands.
Yeah, but one thing he has, his dad didn't have his hands.
Yeah.
He went and got the ball. He didn't wait for it to come in. He grabbed it. He impressed me.
Yeah. That was a good one.
I did remember
that. The quarterbacks.
QB. We might as well talk about your boy Joe Milton
I should have worn my Michigan stuff today. But,
Joe Milton the third, his arm.
We can start there. Oh my God. I mean, he was dropping 70-yard bombs. Like, he had to let the receivers run just so that they'd be able to run far enough.
I'll let him catch up. And then,
like, well, you got to throw it. Hold on. And then just bomb.
I mean, one of them was damn near in the end zone. Like, he pretty much, and like, right.
I mean, he was throwing from 20 to 20. Yeah. Like, when he wanted to.
Honestly, him and then your quarterback, they did the most. They came out and showed me, like, okay, they could possibly go up in the draft stock.
Definitely.
Yeah. Out of the ones that we saw, because I don't know, like Bo Nix, he was.
He had a cockiness
no, to me,
it's not really a cockiness.
It's just more. He's just like, I got this, and he goes out there, and you're like, you could be a little bit tighter on your throw.
Yeah,
you could be a little bit. You could give him a little more, like put some air on.
That could have been a little more outside.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd have placed that better, that would have been a better play.
One thing I saw is he does not have that corner touchdown throw. That drop, that drop in.
Nah, he has to have a receiver with a lot of skill make that.
Yeah, like because when I saw that, I was just like, okay, that wasn't good. And then Michael Penix, we know what he can do.
Oh yeah, he's an amazing.
Yeah, but
talent.
But it's the injuries.
It's just.
And he didn't do a lot in the combat because every time they showed him, they kind of like stayed away from. Like he threw the ball, they already switched off to him. Like did you know?
Now when they did show the throws though, like they were exactly what you wanted.
We know he could throw the ball.
Because I'd say like, well, I guess if you go to a team that can protect him, it doesn't matter. But like Washington had the best offensive line in college football, and he still got hurt a lot. Yeah. Like eventually, you're gonna get hit.
You know what's funny? It's like they had him in the next tier of quarterbacks because like Caleb didn't throw, but then like you also didn't see Jaden Daniels throw. You didn't
Drake
see
made it.
Drake made it, and it's like those three are kind of like in their own, but they kind of like put like Bo Nix down here with the next tier. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you're with these people. We think you're more so with these people because we think you can be good, but there's things that we're like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get McCarthy in there because Michigan's a running offense, so it's like, oh, well, he can't throw. Well, he didn't throw. It doesn't mean he couldn't.
He can't throw,
and he has the throws. We saw that.
Yeah.
We saw that over
he
the
definitely
combine.
was putting the ball where it needed to be. He didn't have Joe Milton's arm, but he was throwing a decent deep ball. Like, he can put the ball with touch.
Need is if you can throw me 45 yards, we okay.
Yeah.
If you can throw me a 45,
yeah,
like
most plays don't last long enough to get a player 80 yards out.
No, I mean,
your quarterback's already on his ass.
He's
and
dead.
y'all gonna have to work on y'all line. Y'all
well, that's
quarterback
very true.
Stay in the
very,
pocket long
very,
enough
very
to
true.
do.
So
is he a scrambler though? I don't remember.
McCarthy?
Yeah.
Was
he
it
has
the
legs.
national championship?
He
started taking off on them in the national championship.
I do.
I think he started taking off at Bama too.
Yeah.
He was just chunk playing.
They weren't ready for his
nobody. Yeah, he's deceptively
fast,
athletic.
Yeah,
and I think
that's not like Eli because that's how Eli was.
Yeah.
Nobody like, oh shit.
They were saying he was too skinny coming out of college and at the Senior Bowl.
And he looked bigger.
By the time he got there, he was up to like 220. He was like 200, 205 at the Senior Bowl.
What is he?
He was like 220 at the combine.
220.
Somewhere, I believe that's what they repeated. He was around 220.
Okay.
Like
because Rich Eisen was talking about it because another Michigan guy.
but you didn't talk about your guy.
Who is my guy?
Prettiest guy in the whole dang.
Sam Hart. Oh my goodness. I mean, he was good overall, but that's just pretty. It's like, is he just trying to take up for Garoppolo? Like old man, you know? Like,
Garoppolo's a junkie. He's getting out. He can't do it.
Oh my goodness, his hair was flowing.
He
like
can't stay healthy.
What's the name of the horse?
A Black Andalusian.
Oh my goodness, his hair was just flowing. It was beautiful. Like, that's all I got. That's gonna be my girliest conversation, this whole thing. But I'm just like, but I'm not the only one. There was other people that had to recognize.
I mean, Chris Carter had something online like, well, if anything, he's the best looking guy at the combine.
You can't give him anything else. Like, seriously. But I think he was pretty good. But yeah, he just
needs somebody to take a chance on him. He's rough. He has a lot of.
He's gonna have to sit and get some development, but he really does have some promise. I think he could, Yeah. And if nothing else, he looks good for your pictures for your team promos.
They gotta look him directly in the eye and then be
definitely good for television spots. Yeah.
Magnum.
He's so hot right now.
I'm so hot right now. All right.
But they got to throw it to somebody, right?
Yeah. Last important piece for the combine. The wide receiver, which I mean, honestly, we could talk probably every receiver in the draft because
everybody looked
almost every receiver coming in is going. This is the deepest wide receiver class we've ever seen.
This is probably the deepest position in this draft.
Yeah, oh my, by far.
I think every year there's something that's a little bit more than others. Like you have you can't go wrong with these running backs. You can't go wrong with these quarterbacks. I think this year is wide receiver.
It's like 25 run. It's like 25 wide receivers. There's definitely 10 to 15 where you're like.
He's going to start.
He's going to start. Yeah.
Maybe not their number one, but he's going to start.
Yeah. He's going to be on. He's going to be on field week 1.
And scary. I saw
like a viable weapon.
And the biggest thing I noticed with this group of wide receivers was speed is prevalent.
Oh, they're fast
without losing technique and hands.
Yes.
Previously, you get them guys. They got really ridiculous speed. They're over the top on everybody. But every time it hits them in the hand, they're dropping it. Anytime the catch is not the easiest in the world, they're dropping it.
A couple drops, but I think that's more like chemistry between the quarterback.
And not great throws.
Once you keep playing with the same person, that should go. I think that would go away.
And, a lot of that would be a lot easier.
Yeah, so the drops I saw, it was more of a chemistry thing than like a non-skill thing. At least that's how I observed it.
I guess first we'll go with kind of a familiar name, McCaffrey. Not Christian, not Ed. Luke McCaffrey, Rice.
He definitely looked good.
4.47, ran faster than
Beat his brother. Yeah.
Yes.
And honestly, as a wide receiver, his hands are
and he was
drills. It was
don't
just
get straight line.
They would show you what a little bit what not to do. You don't want to like go out like this. You want to stay close to the line. And they show McCaffrey. He was like. Straight down,
barely
like
moved anything.
And his speed, and you saw his speed.
Consistent. Just consistent. The McCaffreys are
it's gonna be scary. So
they're insane.
Who you think might be looking for somebody like him?
For like a mechanic.
Anybody,
Us.
because he's definitely your slot.
Y'all, yeah.
He's definitely your slot receiver.
Yeah.
He's your
He could
Cole
help-
Beasley.
He can help y'all out.
He's your Cole Beasley.
Oh,
Get
we
some
missed
alleviate,
I think everybody needed Cole Beasley. That's the one guy you kind of forget about. You're like, oh.
Buffalo could use another guy like him.
Ooh.
Because right now they seem to only be able to get them guys downfield.
Hang on,
I think
we
that was their
we gotta
Beasley.
see. We gotta see what happens with Dixon on that. But yes,
well, yeah.
yeah, because you need somebody to be able to take it off of him.
Denver, the Raiders, the Rams.
Anyone can use a slot.
Cooper.
You can use a slot.
Luke
She can use a slot. I can use a slot.
Okay, Oprah. You can get a slot. You can get a slot. But yeah.
Sorry, slot.
Slot.
I was just making sure.
Yes.
Oh.
OT. But yeah, and next in freakishly athletic white guys, Lad McConkey, Georgia. I mean, just 4.43, which is a very fast speed. Kind of gave you that. Hands weren't quite as reliable as Luke, but
Yeah.
right on the line for the line he had to run. Most of the catches were very right there, snatched them up. You know, very attentive, very good footwork. He's definitely going to give some people some production if they want it.
I like.
By all means,
I like
I'm sorry.
Jalen.
Bub means.
I gotta bring
there we
up.
go. Yeah.
Jalen McMillan. They made it look absolutely effortless
Yeah.
when
Bub
they were
and
doing their
Jalen
drills. I'm serious. They
The only thing that moved was their necks.
yeah, like I do this every day. This is what I do.
All right, so
like,
what else you need? Like,
like I was
'cause I'm gonna kill this.
completely effortless. Like I was like, okay, like I mean, it's just like
And did we talk about the other legacy wide receivers?
Bryce, Brendan.
Brendan Rice.
Yes.
What did he run? I forget what he
ran
ran.
4.51. 4.51.
Yeah, he had
Brendan
like
Rice, yeah. 4.5.
Okay.
okay.
4.5, 4.5,
Yeah,
whatever.
like
Just about.
honestly, he's
More-
different from his father.
yeah.
Remember he said he's more
More
aggressive.
physical. He's
Yeah,
a lot
definitely
more
Yeah, they said it's gonna be a
aggressive.
little bit more fouls,
He
maybe a
looks
little
for contact a
Yeah.
little more.
And you can see the way he runs because he runs with like a violence.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
runs like I want you to tackle me.
Yeah.
Please
They
try.
said,
'Cause
I
this is
forgot,
not
but
gonna
it
go well.
like it might be a little bit more, like a little bit more,
Yeah.
pass interference with this one because
Yeah.
he's a little bit more like in the face,
Mhm.
which I like. I love aggressive football. I miss the days of aggressive
Yeah.
football. I know we got to keep the boys safe. I get that, but
And
the
then-
days of just
Did we talk about Speedy
Hitting.
Gonzalez?
Well,
Adonai
Ricky
Mitchell?
Pearsall from Florida.
Adonai Mitchell. Didn't he have a
Oh
first?
yeah, that's right. Adonai Mitchell absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely killed. 4.35.
Yeah.
It just 4.35.
yeah, he had great hands,
He
great
was
Catching
feet.
everything.
Yeah,
6'2", solid frame, 205. And I mean, you just saw him in Texas. He's just there was a
with
team
a
that
name
just
like
threw the ball.
Adonai, he has to be perfect.
Pretty
right?
pretty good at least.
It
Just
has
saying.
to be. He's forced to be.
And then again, Washington, everybody knows their sole receiver core was amazing. But Romadou is a 6'2", 412, 4.45 speed, catches anything that comes anywhere. Like I said, the only thing that hurts Washington players is the national championship didn't look that great for their offense. But let's be real.
I think that's
his
more so.
offense
That's
did.
more so your defensive
Yeah,
line
yeah.
not giving him
not
time.
trying to be arrogant on this, but it's more our defense than these offenses.
You know what I got from the Columbine, like the Columbine, the Combine more than anything. Texas, they are fast.
Fast.
Like anybody from Texas
It's ridiculous.
was ridiculous. Like they're 40-yard and they're like on the field.
Oh, you're right. Even
They
wasn't
were-
Devondre Sweat from Texas?
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
Big boy, 6'6",
Big boy.
366.
yeah,
Seven.
they were fast. If you
Shoot.
saw Texas there, you saw the Longhorn symbol. They were
They were
gone.
gone.
Like and
And
like
you didn't even talk about the biggest.
We
one.
didn't even get to there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get into him in a minute. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's going to be the last thing we talk about on that. 'Cause that was
impressive.
Did
history.
We
Yeah.
already talked about Roman.
Roman Wilson, another Michigan guy. Just, I mean, that's all I got to say.
I'm sorry. y'all.
No, but I mean, ridiculous speed, 4.4 runner, big, not huge
Yeah,
guy,
and he had great
solid,
hands.
good,
Yeah.
great hands, great route runner. Just put him in and teach him what he needs to do for your team, and you're getting production.
Yeah.
Absolute dog. Brian Thomas Jr. for 4.34.
Oh, LSU.
LSU.
Oh yeah.
Guy we shouldn't. I can't because that might he might
Yeah.
be up there and who's getting picked.
Yeah.
Absolute dog. Just, I mean, part of the reason that Daniels looks so good is because the receiver
Yeah.
core over there at LSU is absolutely ridiculous. Another one mentioned, Tez Walker,
UNC.
UNC.
Yeah.
Ridiculous speed on him. Catches everything that gets near him. great awareness, good footwork.
Yeah, he looked good in his.
But getting through all that, gotta say the star of pretty much the whole combine. I mean, that's all anybody's been talking about since the combine in. Xavier Worthy breaking the combine 40 record.
Oh my
like,
goodness, it was a 21, right?
4.21.
That was.
And he thinks that if he got to run it again, he would have probably ran a better time.
Oh my god, that was it. He went. He
We'll
didn't
see
even
his
have to.
birthday.
Texas.
What was his first one? He didn't even have to run again.
No, he ran a 4.25 on the first one.
4.25.
But when he saw he was that close to the record, he was like, "Yeah, I gotta try to get another one."
And like it was phenomenal to watch. If you missed it, I'm sorry. You should go online and check it. Cause
It's everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, it was nice to watch.
I mean, with that attached, like we were saying earlier, you got these guys with these ridiculous speeds, and that didn't always translate to being good. But then, like, you see the game. What was it? The game-winning touchdown against Bama, right? I mean, he gets over top of the dude. Runs an amazing.
They beat Bama early in the year. That's right. Yeah.
Gets over top of dude. Amazing route. Gets separation because he's insanely fast.
Yeah.
And boom, deep over the shoulder, tracks the ball out of the air, touchdown. I mean, that's what you need a receiver to do. So you know he's got the hands. You know he's got the awareness.
And Texas was a couple seconds away from
the national championship.
So.
It was definitely
that kid.
I think this is a really good combine. Really.
This is a very talented draft altogether. Like, the running back position is deeper than most. Running back position is being devalued.
You guys
so
will be hearing us bringing up these guys' names probably a lot. Either this upcoming season in fantasy,
at least the next
draft.
The draft
for sure.
Hear a lot of this again.
You're gonna hear the names
the
in
fantasy draft.
Yeah, you're gonna hear
coming
them
up again. We are gonna make sure that we cover that a little bit better than last year.
And I hope we should hope that some of these names just stick around for the next 15, 20
years.
Well,
I mean, guys that setting records.
Y'all want to talk about sticking around?
Oh yeah. Speaking of sticking around for a long time, sadder news. Jason Kelce announced his retirement.
Yeah. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it was still like, I don't know, like
it's sad.
That I'm not gonna lie. I had some tears in my eyes from that speech. He had some real good
watching how emotional him and Travis were getting.
Yeah.
And then did you hear the interview afterwards?
No.
Travis didn't talk to Jason because he didn't want to influence his decision because Travis wants him to stay in the league.
Oh, okay.
And Jason was like, "Oh," and he's like, "No, you don't understand. You've always been a step ahead of me." And he's like, "Well, dude, I'm older than you." He's like, "No, not like that." He was like, "You've always kind of been like a flotation device. Like, I always knew you were there to kind of like cover up for me. And now I'm just alone in the league." Aww. It was like they start getting all emotional and teary. You're like,
I'm not crying.
I'm a man. This is football. Here's joy. Anger.
But like he said, like Jason said, they have a small family. It's always been they have no cousins.
They don't really have cousins.
It's just I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, it's just him and Travis. So like you think about every step of the way. Follow me to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Follow me to the pros. Even though we're on different teams, but we're both in the pros.
I mean,
the reason Andy Reid took him
together.
Yep.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
So. And Jason said, how hard it was to lose Super Bowl, but you're also happy for your brother.
Your brother, right? Yeah. If anybody's gonna win one, another one, I guess.
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
I thought it was very surreal, and
yeah. I mean, like I said, it got leaked right after the playoffs this year.
I mean, he kind of said it at the end.
The way you saw him when they played the Bucks and lost, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he was sitting there with the helmet on and he was going around, you could see it in his eyes. He knew
he didn't. You were starting to see him take longer during the season, getting up after plays.
Yeah. And he was making mistakes he don't normally make. Like, he started getting those penalties, false starts and stuff. And he doesn't normally do that.
I mean, defense gets the ball back and he almost looked like, oh, crap. And you're like, what? Because you could just tell it was starting to like,
conspiracy theory. The NFL wasn't going to do anything but a tush-push rule, so they paid Jason Kelce to go into retirement.
Without Jason Kelce, that play is not rocking. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. But, God, I guess this is going to end in a lot of sadness because sports media world lost one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Chris Mortensen passed away this weekend.
And they seemed like he was a very nice person. Like
absolutely. Anybody who talked about it said he was just the nicest, most welcoming, helpful person that you've ever met? Like the different kinds of personalities that were like, no, he's the whole reason that
The whole Black
Yeah.
Monday, I think he was.
Yeah,
just
he thought it was. He was like, "Look, these coaches got to go home to their family and tell them that they lost their job. Can we not make it
it's
such a
very tasteless to like.
yeah?" And that's, I mean, that's just
parade. And they all kind of settled down
because
because
that's,
of
and I
what
mean,
they
that's
said.
big ratings. People love drama, especially negative drama,
Yeah.
and to not care about the ratings, but just care about these people.
That says a lot.
Says
I
a lot
think,
about what he
the
was.
person.
And I mean, he was working right up to the end. I think was it Schefter said that they had a group text, and I think it was Saturday evening.
Mm-hmm.
He had texted them, and they had talked.
Yeah.
And so Sunday morning they woke up and they're getting told that he passed away, and it's like, there's no way. We just talked to him like 7
I've
o'clock
had
last
that
night.
happen before. That's the biggest shock when
Yeah.
you're just like, I just
I
talked
just
to
saw him. There's
which
no way
makes
that
no
happened.
sense because one doesn't have anything to do with the other, but your brain is just like,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, it was. It's a little rough. Get a little teary. I mean, I don't. There's no point I've ever watched sports where I don't remember Chris Mortensen being involved, especially football.
yeah.
Always been an NFL. Always been. You always see NFL insider Chris Mortensen reporting.
Yeah,
So I'm used to. I was used to always
I
hearing
mean,
that.
usually senior.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or then then you always hear. Or I saw him on NFL Live. He was always on like one of the
Yeah.
one of the NFL shows I know during the day. I would see him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So, rest in peace, Chris Mortensen. You had a wonderful life, and everybody appreciates what you did.
prayers for your family and
Yeah.
to get through all this. It's a sad time. But I think that's
With
it.
that being said, I think that's about this for this video.
Likes, share, subscribe,
All that stuff.
all that
Check
good
out the
stuff.
social medias.
All that jazz.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.